Well, hello everybody and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to make a luxurious cottage pie, or a luxury cottage pie. So cottage pie tends to be made with minced beef, but I'm going to make it with a shin of beef, which I'm going to slow cook in the oven for 3 hours. Then I'm going to shred that beef and that will form the base of the cottage pie. So the recipe for the beef is very similar to the one which I did a couple of weeks ago. Very slightly different because I'm not putting chunks of carrot in for serving later, but very similar. But on top of that, we'll go a layer of a nice creamy mashed potato with some cheese, grated cheese on the top of that, and that will then go back into the oven and that will cook until it's nice and hot and the cheese has melted and we have a nice crisp top to it. So it's going to be very, very luxurious and very delicious. I'll go on to the ingredients for the meat first, and I will do the potatoes and such like afterwards. And for the meat, I have 250 grams, which is 9 ounces of fairly finely chopped onion, 150 grams, 5 1/4 ounces of fairly finely chopped carrot, 100 grams, 3 1/2 ounces of finely chopped celery. I have 14 grams, half an ounce of chopped garlic, 15 millilitres, 1 tablespoon of oil. I may use a little bit more, but that would be good enough. Salt and pepper for seasoning. I have 2 bay leaves, 1 gram, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, and 1 gram, 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary, 360 millilitres, 1 1/2 cups of red wine, 500 millilitres, 2 cups plus 4 teaspoons of beef stock, 350 grams, 12 ounces of passata, but you could use chopped tin tomatoes if you wanted to, and 1 1/2 kilograms, 3 1/4 pounds of beef shin, which I have cut the large chunks of fat off, but I've left the streaks in. That will all break down as it cooks slowly. I have 50 grams, 1/3 cup of flour, based on scooping packed flour into a 250 millilitre cup, and the same weight, 50 grams, 3 1/2 tablespoons of butter. And those ingredients there, the flour and the butter, will form a roux to thicken my sauce or my gravy to the consistency that I want. And for the top, I have 2 kilograms of potatoes, which I have peeled and cut into rather large pieces, and I'm using Maris Piper potatoes, and that 2 kilograms works out at £4 6 ounces. I have 100 grams, 3 1/2 ounces of mature cheddar cheese, which I have grated, 30 grams, 3 tablespoons of dried breadcrumbs, 56 grams, 1/4 cup of unsalted butter, or butter, you can use salted butter, and 120 millilitres, 1/2 cup of milk. How much butter and milk you use depends on how you like your potatoes. I don't like mine particularly creamy, so you could use more, you could use less. That's a matter of personal taste. To go with all that, you need a large pot of salted water, because we're going to boil the potatoes in the water later. So that's all those ingredients, and we'll use them once we've got our meat cooked. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly brown my beef shin, and then I can set that aside and work on the rest of it. So with my oil heating up, I'm going to put chunks of the meat in, and I've chopped this into quite large pieces. I'm going to let them brown and then turn them over and brown again. And with the meat browned, I'm just turning the heat down a little bit, and I'm going to put in my onions, carrots and celery. I'm going to let those cook for about 5 minutes until they start to soften a little bit, but they don't take on too much colour. And as that happens, I'm going to heat my oven, or preheat my oven, to 150 degrees Celsius, 300 Fahrenheit, and that's ready to take the casserole dish once everything is assembled. The carrots and onion and celery have now sweated down a little bit. I've been cooking those for 5 or 6 minutes, and I'm going to add in my chopped garlic, and I'm going to cook that for about a minute. And then I'm going to pour in my red wine, and I'm going to turn the heat up, and I'm going to cook that just a little bit. That would burn off some of the alcohol but leave the lovely flavour. And the beef stock can go in as well. Along with the passata. And then the thyme, the rosemary and the bay leaves. And I will at this stage just grind a little bit of pepper. I'm not going to put any salt in at the moment because I will taste it later. The stock will have salt in it, and I'll taste it later and put some salt in if I need it. So then, with that in, I can put my meat in. like that. Stir it around, and as that comes to the boil, I'm going to put my lid on and I'm going to put that into the oven and allow it to cook for 3 hours. That's going to make the meat lovely and tender and easy to shred. And once that has happened, I'll come back, take that out of the oven. I will deal with the meat and thicken the sauce and then make the potatoes to go on the top. My meat has been cooking for 3 hours and it's fully cooked. So I'll just show you. I'll take this piece here and it's going to tear apart very easily, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the meat out of this gravy, and then I'm going to strain the vegetables out of the gravy, set the meat aside and the vegetables aside. I'll use them both later, and I'm going to thicken the gravy. And I should say, I checked the seasoning and I added a little bit more salt into mine. And with my gravy strained, I'm going to put my flour and my butter, which is now very soft, into a bowl, and I'm going to mix that together, and that will become my thickening agent. Once all the flour is mixed into the butter, and that's good like that. So I now have my roux ready to thicken my sauce, which all I'm going to do is put that onto the stove, heat the sauce up and add the roux gently or a little at a time until it's the consistency that I want, and that will be ready. And I have my saucepan with the potatoes in, cooking the potatoes, and once they are cooked I'll come back and cream the potatoes, and then we'll be ready to assemble the cottage pie. My potatoes are now cooked, so I'm going to mash those, or I'm actually going to use my potato ricer just to get them nicely mashed. But you can mash them any way you want. And with the potato rice, I'm going to put my butter in, and I'm going to stir that through, and then I will add just as much milk as I think I want. So we'll get the butter stirred through into the potatoes. And I'm going to add about half of my milk. That's just going to loosen that potato a little bit, but it will still retain lovely smooth creamy texture. And that's good like that. So then we're ready to assemble the pies. And as we assemble the pies, I'm now preheating my oven to 180 degrees Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit, ready to bake them. So here I have about half of my mixture, my meat mixture, and I'm going to spoon on some potato, and then I'm going to level it out like that, and do the same with a smaller bowl or a smaller dish, which will be my portion. And the remainder will go into another dish that I have with some more, but I'm still going to put a little bit more potato on the larger one here. This will go round to the angel round the corner. That's good like that. And then I'm going to take my cheese and I'm going to distribute some of it over the top, and then I'm going to sprinkle over some breadcrumbs, like that. And when my oven is preheated, I'm going to put those into the oven and I'm going to bake them for 35 to 45 minutes. But I ought to say that what I did, having spread my meat into the dishes, was that I thickened my gravy with about half of my roux that I made, and that thickened up nicely. I poured a little bit of that gravy over the meat in the dishes, and I set the rest aside to serve with the dinners. So I'll come back once these have cooked and I'm ready to show them to you. I cooked the cottage pies for 45 minutes and they did brown quite nicely on the top. They're cooked all the way through. I'll show you what the two look like that I've taken out of the oven so far, and I've just put mine into the oven. So these two will be going somewhere else to be eaten, so I'm not going to cut into those now. So I won't have a taste, but because I've made the filling, I know what it tastes like. I've already eaten some of the filling, so it tastes very, very good. So it's that's the recipe basically, and it's not a difficult recipe, but it does take some time, and it's very, very rewarding to eat because it's a lovely, rich, luxuriant cottage pie, perfect served with some vegetables and some gravy. So that's going to be it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the recipe, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there'll be an eye that you can click on, and that will take you to a link for the recipe, and I'll put a link below the video as well. And I'll be back with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.